that's where gratitude comes in. Gratitude is so important, and we hear about it all the time. We hear how gratitude is attitude. I think I even had a video named that. And it's very true, but we've become kind of jaded to it because we hear it all the time. It's sometimes almost overused, if I may say that, because while we know that's important and that's very essential to making the best of our lives, we become desensitized to it because we hear it all the time. We're like, yeah, we know we got to be grateful for this. We should be appreciative. But being human, we have our days that we are not. And while it's sad in itself, it's just reality. It's just how we are wired. And remembering to be grateful for the things you have in your life is so important, but it's also a discipline for some. For me, I'm a little more naturally inclined to be grateful for certain things because of all the stuff I've been through in my life. So it comes naturally to me, but some people it doesn't. So they have to get into that mindset, and not by focusing really hard and really, oh, I gotta be grateful, because that creates resistance in itself, but just by maybe writing something down that they're grateful for every day, or actually physically taking a moment to take time out and remember what's important. And sometimes I do have to do that, even though I'm naturally inclined to be grateful off the bat. Sometimes with my cup of coffee, I'll write something down, or I'll be looking outside at the sun and when it is up, um, and I'll remind myself. For example, I got my little guy here. He actually got me through the grief I went through when I lost my husband. He helped me remember, okay, there's one thing I'm grateful for when I wake up every day is Timmy. And it sounds silly, but it was just that one thing that kept me getting up every day. And it got a little easier and tiny bit easier each day, but he was the main focus because I had to take care of him. I had to provide for him. And I think that's what really cemented an attitude of gratitude. And that, I don't know why, but I've just been having all these different little epiphanies lately. And I've been wanting to do videos on these things, but I couldn't think of a structured video to do on it. I couldn't think of a huge long video to do. And maybe I don't need to do that. I can just do a coffee talk like this right now. And for whatever you can get out of it, whatever resonates for you, take that and discard the rest. And I just felt the need to share that because I think a lot of us are going through a tough time. 2020 was, whew, it was a killer. um, but even though 2021 has kind of started off roughly with the events in the world, I do feel a sense of hope because I do believe while things are chaotic, things are rough right now, sometimes it's almost necessary because as we individually ourselves let go of what no longer serves us, that's what the world is doing. That's as rough as it is, and I don't like that part either, don't get me wrong, but it's making room for the new. Unfortunately, we have to go through the tough stuff in order to get to the light, to get to the good stuff. And I do hope it does get better. I do feel a sense of hope with that. I can't explain it. I feel like good things are going to come to us. And heck yeah, we definitely earned it. But without the dark, we can't have the light. And without the light, we can't have the dark. It's all about balance. And remembering that makes it a tiny bit easier. If you're going through a tough time right now, remember it won't last forever. If you're going through a good time right now, that won't last forever. It's just knowing the balance and focusing on what's good in your life, regardless of how hard things are. It's knowing your worth and your value and what you bring to the world in a positive way. Don't lose sight of that, because it's easy to lose sight of that in a bad situation, in a chaotic world where all we see is bad stuff. But there's a lot of good stuff, there's a lot of good people, and knowing ourselves again and relearning who we are, remembering who we are, will make more light in this world, because we all have a light to shine. We all have a purpose. And as we learn about ourselves, as we transmute what no longer serves us, we'll start remembering that, and we'll start understanding how important it is to help others in the world and help ourselves. That's why I always say empower ourselves to empower others. Um, if you have a truth to speak out in the world, do it. You have that right. The freedom is our birthright. But do it in a way that empowers others, that doesn't tear other people down, that actually makes the world a better place. And I think that's a very important thing to hang on to right now. A lot of us are so involved with politics. We're very engrossed with the division that a lot of things are causing right now intentionally. A lot of events are orchestrated, and it's sad because it does cause division. We all have our opinions, we all have our views, and that's okay. But when we start pointing fingers and tearing each other down for having a different opinion, for having a different view, that's where things get a little muddy. Um, I'm not saying you have to like it, because you are entitled to your opinion, but try to have an open mind, have an open heart, and know that the person you may be accusing still is a human being. I'm not condoning any horrible acts. I'm not condoning any negative things, because I'm more for the light than the dark, but we all have both sides. Um, I think that's another thing. I'm integrating the shadow self with the rest of myself. And I'm realizing that while I may not like certain aspects of myself, shadow wise, it's still valuable. And that part of me is still worthy of acknowledgement and of acceptance. And without that aspect of myself, I would not be complete. So I'm in the middle of integrating both aspects of myself. And I think that's why certain things don't affect me the way they used to. And this is a good thing, of course. I still, like I said earlier, I still have a lot of work to do, but it's really interesting because I'm not the same person I was a year ago at this time. Um, and it's I think a lot of us are really starting to understand that about ourselves. So I'm just rambling along. I was going to do some gaming videos and some other stuff, but I really wanted to share this with you guys. And granted, I'm rambling, but hey, coffee doc. I don't know if this will resonate with you guys, but I do feel it's important to put it out there and to really let you know you're not alone if you're having the same thoughts or the same process. Um, just keep working on yourself, keep bettering yourself. And there's so many different ways to do that. But also know that the parts you may not like about yourself, or the part that was traumatized, or that was going through a lot of pain, or maybe is still going through a lot of pain, it's okay. That part of yourself is just as valuable and should be just as accepted and acknowledged, because that's still a part of you. The whole version of yourself is beautiful. The whole version of yourself is worthy. And when you finally accept that, when you get to that point that you can really acknowledge that and understand that, your whole life will change. Your whole outer reality will change. It may not physically look like it changes, but internally it will change, which will reflect in everything you do, in the life that you lead, and it'll lead to even more beautiful things. So, yeah. um, I want to thank you guys for all your support all these years. I'm going to continue building this channel. Again, probably over the next month or so, you'll start seeing cosmetic changes to the channel itself. I am going to probably upload one of my past gaming videos on this channel, even though this channel is more spiritual and esoteric and vlogging kind of videos. But I want to show you guys, even if it's just a clip of it, what I'm thinking about doing. It's a little bit different. It's a gaming video, but I've had a really, really good positive response to them, because I'm playing one of the games that I love on the Hive blockchain, and it's called Splinterlands. And I also infuse a lot of comedy with it. So I'm really, really leaning towards doing that second channel. So if you like gaming, if you like humor, it won't be as deep topics like this. It'll be just more fun stuff. Please feel free to subscribe to that channel once I launch it. I'll keep you guys updated. I want to launch it right. I'm not a gamer. I have never even considered something like this before, but I thought, why not? If I get a lot of subscribers, great. If I don't, that's fine too. It's more for fun. I'm not as worried about it business wise or branding wise. It's just to give people some fun. And if you like the game that I play, you can actually take part in it. And if there's a positive response to it, I might possibly start some live streaming later in the year. So we'll see, one step at a time. But that's another goal I have. And who knows? I mean, even if it's just for fun and make someone smile for the day, it's worth it. That's all I really care about. So, yeah. So, anyway, enough of my rambling. Timmy passed out. Not surprised. And I just want to leave you guys with this. Wherever you are at right now, that's where you need to be. You are doing a great job. You've got through last year. That is incredible. You have so much courage and you are a warrior. So remember, always fight for what's right. Always speak your truth, but always do it in a way to empower others as you continue to work on yourself. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for bearing with me in this video. And until the next time, I love you all. Thank you so much for your support. And remember, to know thyself is to know thy truth. Namaste.